I've just had a drop in to a new meaning. Shakespeare's sentence, all the world's a stage. And I got tingles all over me, juicy, alive feelings. And what I was thinking about was my time at drama school. I classically trained in Shakespeare world to be a thespian, to deliver Shakespeare on the Globe stage outside so that people could hear you. And the skills that they teach you at drama school, I was noticing how they relate to life, to shamanism, and to self-development. And the crisscross was astounding. And I got tingles thinking, I believe Shakespeare was a highly evolved being. And all of his texts are written source wisdom and real juicy insights into the makings and the workings of the entire universe is written in Shakespeare's text. Whether you hold that belief or not, by the by. The core principles that I was taught at drama school was how to breathe and to connect to my core truth, alignment, how to walk and how to hold myself well. And they also taught presence. And by that I mean accessing the present moment on the stage. So that's why you learn about the character. You do all the rehearsals. You find out what they say about themselves, what they say about others, what their beliefs are, what roles they think they have in life. And you do all this character study in the rehearsal room. And you go into your head and you learn the lines and you figure out how they might react and interact within the boundaries of this play, life. Then once you get on stage, all of that you want to forget, drop it and just say, I've done the work. The work's embodied. It's now down to, for me, the most authentic performance will always be somebody that leaves the rehearsal room where it is, goes on stage and finds the aliveness, finds the realness in the present moment. They just know that they know the lines and then they forget everything. If you were trying to remember the lines and be in your head, you wouldn't remember them. It's that idea of when you're on stage and you go, oh, what's my next line? Of course you're going to forget it. But if you just are in the present moment, the lines are just coming out of your mouth, but you're not accessing them from your memory. It's a strange concept, but it works. So the idea is just being present and trusting in the flow, in the reaction, in the aliveness, in the realness. So then when you're on stage, it's an authentic present moment reaction with the other characters, with your environment, and you're giving a real life account of the now moment and what's happening. And that is true performance, that's true acting. But really, the same goes for the self-development world. And you need the same skills in shamanism. Alignment is very important, connecting to your core and your breath, and accessing the present moment is how a shaman travels the world. It's how we journey. If you don't have the alignment, the embodiment, and the access to the present moment, you can't journey to the metaphysical realm. You won't get authentic reads in that altered state of consciousness place. It's the same skills. And the self-development path of a shaman is almost identical to that of the actor as well, because you go through the medicine wheel and you go through a process of this body, the I identified Claire that thinks it's Claire is the character. So instead of somebody's written a character in a script, I am the character. My life is the script. So I would go through all my beliefs, all my behaviours, all the roles that I thought that I needed to play. And in the medicine wheel in the north, you release all your roles And we find this place of space consciousness, which isn't I identified with this avatar character of Claire. But it goes, that's how Claire has learnt to react based on what her parents taught her, based on her patterns, her beliefs. And that's her go-to. And Mia's shaman version would find the present moment and notice that and say, okay, I've done all the rehearsal. Now, in this present moment of that which I call life, what do I choose? How do I choose to authentically react to those people around me on the stage? And then I remembered the quote, all the world's a stage. And I've never had that sink in quite so literally for me. Yes, I get all the world's a stage and everyone in it merely players, but it found a deeper level for me today. That saying went, yeah, I get we're all playing a role in society, but the very principles what they teach at acting school is exactly the same as the very principles that you teach in the world of life coaching school. And how to be shaman and how to do life mastery. I went, oh my goodness, it's identical. That is why all the world's a stage, because if you're learning the principles of how to act on a stage authentically, you can mirror that to the principles in your life as to how you show up authentically. And I thought, wow. I really did think that's incredible, because there's a part of me that does wonder, why isn't school curriculum more like drama school? I wonder, why do we not teach access to the present moment in school? Why do we not teach self-discovery? What are your beliefs? What are your values? How were you brought up? Noticing about the self. The character that we're playing in this life. Why are we not taught alignment and core connection, how to breathe? And because for me, that school is just as important, if not more so, than the school of remembering. And what we have at the moment is a school of, it's training our brains to remember things. Can we remember enough maths, history and science to get us through tests? At least that's how I remember my schooling. I do get that everyone's version of schooling is going to be different. But the main thing that I got out of school is now I have trained my memory to remember lines, and that was beneficial in drama school because I could learn lines very quickly because all I'd done is learn textbooks to pass a test. And there's a school in America that I was really fond of. Their core teaching comes from a place of creation. So if they are teaching maths, which is a very important subject, it's related to the Fibonacci sequence. It's related to pi and circles, sacred geometry. It's related to nature and why you have spirals in shells and why you have certain numbers of petals on leaves. And it's from a very creative space. And that I would embody. That would sink into the core of my being because I would relate it to life. And I thought I would share my realization and that beautiful, profound drop in the hope that it would inspire you to do maybe a bit more alignment work, maybe a bit more breath work, and remembering you to access that present moment as often as possible and to do the self-discovery work. For me, it should be the top of the list for us humans and our evolution. And somewhere along the line, it's been chucked to the bottom. And only people that go to drama school learn it. Why doesn't everybody learn these things? And not as in a forced way, like they have to. What I learn, everybody should learn. It's more that it's available. It's available for those that want to choose to take it further, that all of these options are available. Because at the moment they're not. At the moment we don't have an option. So I'm saying it's key to have an option. And I think it's coming. I really do. Hope you chat.